Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. In news that should come as a surprise to no one, turns out those people as part of the biker rally are already not exactly on bikes, and of course it's not really about veterans if the past few hours are anything to go by. But the core problem tonight, anyway, from what I'm seeing and hearing in terms of tweets and like what news there is available in terms of like police actions and towing, it does feel like this was an attempted Convoy 2.0. There's lots of cars going through the exclusion zone. The only difference being that there's actually police presence this time, and they seem to mean it in terms of ticketing people, towing people away, arresting them. It's all very unclear and nebulous at the moment, but these are the kind of general basics that we're hearing so far, which again brings us to what this whole thing is supposed to be about. So good old Neil there, the organizer of this whole event, said that this was about veterans, right? And taking back the memorial, even though it's not like it was really lost in any way or capacity. So that doesn't make sense on the surface. But ostensibly, that's the purpose of why he and all the bikers are in town. But really, most of the pictures I've seen and videos I've seen have been of like cars and pickup trucks and a few campers and like one or two rigs. That's it. And the other like online live streaming and stuff that I've seen has been a lot of people kind of just looking for an excuse to party, which I mean, hey, it's a Friday. I get it. But, you know, for an event that's supposed to be about veterans and the war memorial, sure seems like that's not the focus right now. And people instead want to be, based on what I've seen, confrontational, loud, annoying, obnoxious, the center of attention, chanting freedom, freedom, freedom in like some core part of downtown. It's Rideau and Sussex, I think, where they are. And so that's apparently what this is all about right now. And there's a huge police presence, which is just, you know, so wild to see, right? I do not like the police. Many people here who have been following me for a while know my distaste for the police at this point. But it's just so wild to see that once again, we're in this situation where the nation's capital needs to have a massive police presence and pushing people away for what's supposed to be an event about veterans and bikers. And so far, that's not the goddamn focus. So you know what? Let's actually make that about this right now. Let's actually talk about how no government, be it Stephen Harper's conservatives to Justin Trudeau's liberals, have meaningfully taken care of veterans because, like most terrible establishment governments that are beholden to a neoliberal order, they do not care about those who functionally provide no current value to the capitalist system. The disabled are expendable. The homeless are expendable. Homeless veterans and veterans in general, thank you for your service. You are now expendable. Because if you are too traumatized to work or you are too injured to work, you are a drain on public coffers. And that doesn't matter whether it's a liberal government or a conservative government. That is how they view things and how they view you. But of course, that can't be part of this conversation. It's about freedom, right? We're chanting freedom. Freedom! Never a fucking mention about the veterans y'all pretend to care about, right? Talking about the veterans who fought for our freedom and that's why we're gonna take back the memorial. Not a fucking whisper of that shit, am I right? You talk and talk and talk about your freedom and how it's gone, even though most mandates have already gone. They've been gone for like, what, a month now at this point? Get the fuck over yourselves. Meanwhile, what's supposed to be about, you know, veterans and how, you know, I'm a true Canadian patriot. I care about the veterans, so I'm going to, you know, try and honor them this weekend and bring attention to their plight. Not a single fucking mention from anyone. Nothing that I've seen from any of the self-professed patriots who are there chanting about freedom and actually making it about veterans and the memorial and respect. This is just another shitty, pathetic excuse to be annoying, pathetic man-children. That's basically what this is. If this was actually about veterans and freedom, you would make that the core part of your message. But because you have no fucking clue what tyranny actually is, and because you don't actually give a single damn about veterans and the actual plight that they are facing, you are instead making a spectacle, a completely narcissistic spectacle, demanding attention for like terrible, shitty, awful reasons, because you don't actually care about the messaging of making it about veterans and freedom, because you haven't actually lost your freedom, which is why you don't know what the fuck tyranny actually is. And it's why you can't see past your own narrow little worldview about what's going on right now in the city of Ottawa, and how if it was actually about veterans, the actual messaging and what people would be saying and doing is a lot different than crying about inconvenience, which is what they're doing, and they're just costing taxpayers more and more money also that they can pretend like they're a freedom fighter, so they can pretend like they're on the same level as my grandfather who was crammed into the back of a tail gunner's turret in the skies of France and Belgium. Go fuck yourselves. For a bunch of self-professed patriots who claim that they're there for veterans and freedom, you don't know anything about that. And it's also very clear that you don't actually care about veterans. And the fact that you have the audacity to pretend like you are while doing all this terrible, awful stuff in Ottawa is definitely what's bothering me today.